Hey everyone, how you doing today? Thought I'd take another look at the workshop, see what was out there this week, and I'm still trying to catch up from last week, honestly. So these first two creations actually were things in the spotlight last week that I didn't get around to looking at. So I got these divided up. I got two vanilla creations here, and I'm in vanilla now. And I got another three creations to take a look at in Reforged Eden that are all set up and stuff already. So, to start with here, we've got this FP Tempest Mk4 by 10M Feldwig. And I believe I looked at a previous version of this ship at some point. This is a newer version, but in my records, since I started keeping records on these weekly workshop videos, keeping track of like what I did look at already, I didn't. I must have looked at a previous version of this before I kept those records, which goes back about 20 of these episodes now. So I wanted to take a look at this one too, and especially since it's been reworked, fixed up, or maybe I'm mistaken. Maybe I did not see this ship before because it was not in my records. But anyway, this is a cool-looking carrier-style larger CV. It's a vanilla build, at least this model of it is. I really do like the color scheme and the overall shaping of it. It's got a nice smooth look to it. It's got a lot of breakups along the hull design. Areas like might be a small repeating pattern here, but it changes over here and it changes back over there more times and things like that. And these repeating patterns like this can look really, really good. As long as, if the entire length of the ship was just this, it would get a little boring, but it's totally not. It's always changing. And it's a really cool, kind of sleek looking design for such it's a pretty good sized ship. We'll look at the stats and see what size class and all that is pretty soon here. But yeah, definitely like this. The overall shape of it's really nice, and it looks, as a carrier, well, kind of more of a battle carrier because it's got quite a lot of weaponry plus some fixed weaponry on it too. Seen over here on the sides, some of these artillery launchers. So kind of like a all-purpose carrier type design. Having a front hangar door and a big double top hangar door too is pretty cool. Definitely. So anyway, let's get in this here. Just a second. I'm still looking at different various things and some doors and some back landing areas. I do like the landing gear down here too. I like that big, massive landing gear. It's a big ship and it looks appropriate for it, for sure. Oh, and it's got landing gear way up front here too. That's nice. Keeps it nice and stable when you're parked on flat ground. So I'm going to go into the hangar and I'm going to do the light thing. I typically do this if you haven't watched these videos before. A lot of times there's different lights and stuff on the insides of ships, and when you look at them in the dark, you can kind of see the mood change with the lights that the authors put in. Not every creation's that way, but the ones that are, I do definitely try to show that off. So yeah, we're coming into basically right through the hangar door into a very large hangar space, which is really cool. And I'm just kind of I love the use of the texture lights and the deco blocks across the ceiling here again. Ceilings are important, it's if this was just a flat ceiling, it would lose so much potential detail that it could have had. So all the texture lights and the breakups and the blockworks and the beams, and there was some piping in here and texture. I think I already said texture lights, but there's a lot going on in there, and that just keeps it fresh and nice. It just it looks a little bit more, it looks more atmospheric, and it's a nice touch. Nice looking LCD too up here. The Tempest Mk4 Feldwig Productions. Yeah, it looks nice. It's a nice accent. I see it's only on one side too, which is totally cool. I did similar with a couple ships. I didn't make such fancy logos, though. Maybe I should look into that sometime. Let's go through this door, see where we end up at. like we just got a nice chill out area over here and an elevator. So just gonna follow and trek through the ship here. Like seeing these interior windows here, looking at more space inside the ship. Again, a way to add detail to this room and the room it joins to. Just it's kind of like a way to maximize your detail without really adding a lot. Just some glass so you can kind of see through to other areas as you're looking in one area. Very, very nice. One thing I was just curious about, though, and maybe I'm mistaken. I'm curious if, and maybe they were meant to be tinted. Oh, and they are not tinted. Okay, I was just curious about that. It looked a little dark, but honestly, it's just I got the lights turned way down right now, so that's about it there. And over here, looks like we've got a nice little eating place or chill out cafeteria-like place. A bedroom over here. And some wardrobes, and let me guess, bathroom section over here. Very nice. I can see all the lights are on sensors too, so every time I walk into an area it might be dark until I get into that range where the sensor is, and then the lights kick on. Like the wall and ceiling decor here. It's I mean, it's pretty straightforward. But it's nice looking block work going across the top there, textured nicely. The floor looks neat, especially like the color differences on the sides over here. A little bit more texture detail in there. It's clean and shapely. It's not it's not trying to be super complicated, but that clean look, it just looks nice. It just looks nice how it is. Restricted area. Let's see what's over here. So we've got looks like an armor locker and O2, and we got an ammo controller. Ah, I see why it's restricted now. Access to ammunition. We'll take a look at all the storage in this in the menu here when we look at the stats. I'm pretty sure this ship has quite a lot of storage in it. Ooh, med bay. I like this. This whole hallway here. It's like you're walking through. I don't know, a fancy office building of some origin. It's cool, and this is like it's a building within it, like a bit of a mall kind of thing. I like that, and it's nice, wide and open here too. It's very just a lot of room, but it's sharp. I mean, the consistent style of how this hallway was done, going out into this room with the colors and the differences and the floor coloring and things like that. It all fits really well. It's got a very nice established theme to it. I like that. It's a good looking theme too. So in here, it looks like we've got our med bay. Ooh, I like how this is done. So it's got like this whole facility here. You check in over here, and then this is this whole like lowered room. Nice touch with the stairways going down a little bit too, making this this room more open. That's a weird effect. I never. Oh, that's part of the. I thought that I was seeing part of the wall through this, and I thought that's some weird bug, but no, it's not. That's just part of the model there. Okay, very cool. My mistake. It looks like looks like it's got everything in here. I'm looking at. Let's see. We've got our. Yeah, and there's the other piece. I was looking for all the critical medical pieces to deal with different ailments, things like that. And plus, you've got your O2 and your standard med bay. So yeah, complete med bay with beds in there and stuff too. Very nice. And let's travel on down here. So okay, so that's an overlook into the med bay. Again, that looks really cool. One trick that I did, and oh, I guess it kind of does that. If you get right up to the windows, it does light up the room inside it. That is kind of a trick too. If you're trying to like display an area, like how this is done over here, like I'm overlooking this other room. Sometimes loosen up the sensors a little bit on the lights in that room. It's doing it here. So when you walk up to the edge here, I believe the lights are kicking on, or maybe not entirely. But that is just one trick too, because obviously with the lights in there, you'd see more going on inside this room. Add a little bit of visual detail from inside here. It's just one of those little tweak things with lights, but it kind of does it. It kind of does it, but only in some areas, or maybe it's as I'm actually going through the windows. But just one option if you're building stuff and you want to show off a room like this setup. If you could bring the light sensors out a little bit more, so when you get close to the window of that room, it actually kicks on the lights for that room. It's kind of a neat little touch. Pretty easy little tweak if you're into it. So then, as we keep on going through, we ended up in these rear hangar areas, which I think I looked at just briefly from the outside over here. So we trekked across one side of the ship right now on one floor. Well, no, I guess there's a couple floors here. Let's go in the middle. So here, I would say that this is definitely more of a technical area, so I would guess that we're dealing with our engineering section. And, oh, this is a door right there. I almost didn't see that. Without suitable protection. Okay, yeah. Like how that's sectioned off here. Oh, this looks nice. The kind of the lighting and mood change in here is done really well. I like that. You know, you've got that kind of very tranquil, nice looking office decor kind of outside, and then in here you got a completely different look, but it's engineering. It's holding real engineering parts for the ship, the warp core and the generators, small generators down over there. Looks like we got a kind of a catwalk grate on the floor here. Goes down to a lower level. Very nicely, very nice way to display the parts, like the warp core, for instance. I love seeing like that stuff displayed nicely like this. A lot of detail going on here, and the lighting really sets it off too, I think. So yeah, very cool. So I don't know if there's if we get down there or not. Am I missing something? Or this is just pretty much display. And there's our pentax tank right there too, and the shield. Okay, everything's in this section. That's nice. Well, bigger ships like that, it's nice if you can pull this off. It is very difficult to have a nice looking display like this in small ships. Usually you're a little too pressed on space and things to display everything nicely like this. That is a good advantage to having a larger ship. Very nice, very nice. So everything in this has been really nice and homed in and tweaked so far, and we're still getting around. So I assume this goes back to another hangar. Okay, that makes a lot of sense. So on this side we've got, oh, the farm. Oh, look at the, yeah, that's cute. I like that. So we've got our farm section. Got to have that. Fridges all lined up over here, and oh, the same idea here. We go down to a grow plot section where the medbay was on the other side. Yeah, nice use of space. Put in that asymmetrical room design, which I definitely always appreciate. I got to do it more myself, but and we've got our grow lights. It looks like on our on some levers over here. Oh, it's a nice again, very clean, and useful. And this would be probably more ammo bays, I bet. Yep. So we at least got 4 ammo controllers in here. And let's see. So we're back out to the hangar overlook section on the other side of the ship. Let me tour the elevators a little bit and see. Here, let me get out to the main hangar again and see if there's another a way to traverse through here. I believe there's some other sections here that I'm totally missing yet in the ship. Oh, I like the staircase going down here. I didn't even notice that at first. Tempest assault carrier. Yeah. So yeah, kind of a combat battle carrier, assault carrier. Yeah, makes a lot of sense. This is exactly what I appear to be looking at. And we got, looks like some subtle little ramps, like another way in the ship over here. Maybe a place to even park some small, I don't know, you're not going to fit much here, but nice access point here I didn't even notice before. And down here, got more stuff going on. Okay, that's right out the bottom of the ship. All right. Yeah, navigating through ships, Some of these get pretty big. There's a lot of places to navigate through. But I am trying to figure out, and I'm sure I just totally walked past a pathway here somewhere on how to get up, because I believe there's a bridge above this hangar, and I'm just trying to figure out how to get there. So we've been, where does this go? No, we've been there. And oh yeah, probably the main central elevator that has all these nice information stuff about it. So yeah, we've seen I think that main bridge is on floor 1, engineering, med bay, alt hangar, guest room, farm. We looked at that. Manufacturing, yes, boarding ramp. All right, let's so we're on 4, so it goes up to 1 in this case. Let me just make sure I didn't miss. Okay, so that gets us right back there. 2. Haven't seen this yet, I don't believe. So this looks like a larger cafeteria lounge area, and then we have another restricted access area, and our CPU core room over here. That's another kind of a mainstay room that most ships are going to be needing at this point in time. As a core place. Well, of course, if it's a larger ship, and you can fit that kind of thing in there. Oh, we got a conference room over here. Oh, this looks nice. Like that table with the wood grain. It's almost like a flooring on there, but it looks nice. It looks like a nice decorative tabletop, and then the wood grain floor on the ground, and then the different shades of basically like your carpet on the sides there. Yeah, that does look nice. I do like the wood grains. Some of the woods in here look pretty sharp on the textures. So nice looking place over here. So let's go up to 1. And we got our main bridge and teleporter coming. So yeah, main bridge and teleporter right there. Oh, you're not gonna turn on? Oh yeah, you are. Yeah, it turns on. It's just me flying around in God mode that kind of screws up these sensors. Nice bridge area. I like this section here where it's kind of like there's a pathway, and like where crew and everything could like walk around the front side here, and then you've got this elevated section right on the front here for your pilot and co-pilot seats. Then your teleporter is really close. And we've got some airlocks, it looks like, off the side, which direct access out of the ship nice and quick. That is also very convenient, especially on a larger ship. So you can get in and out of the ship pretty quickly. Ah, nice. And then, of course, huge flight deck. Here, I'm going to go back to lighting. Huge flight deck and hangar section, too. So this is a vanilla build, so the stats we're going to look at here are in vanilla. So CPU wise, it's under the 10 million vanilla CPU. Size class 17. So yeah, it's a pretty good sized ship. There's a lot of O2 tanks, a lot of fuel tanks in here. So this is once you fill this thing up, it is good for quite a long time before you need to think about filling it up again. Of course, with the weaponry and the size ships and the kind of thrusters and everything, it's going to use some estrium and zirconium. It's not a starter ship, but yeah, it totally fits within vanilla specs. The speed numbers here are looking really good. It's got a lot of lift, a lot of forward thrust, and even reverse thrust. Down thrust is the weakest, which makes a lot of sense. No, I'm sorry, strafing thrust is the weakest. Down thrust is 71, and so is lift. So yeah, that's not too bad. Let's take a look at what kind of storage we have in here. So I'm mainly looking at the cargo systems. So I bet you that's all these named ones here. Yeah, that's a 320. Let's keep on looking at these. It looks like they're definitely conforming to the 320 level. And let's see, it starts at 1 and goes to 10. So I would say in cargo we've got 10 storage systems. Obviously a lot of cargo boxes and other things. And I already know it's got, I believe, 4 ammo controllers. And I think all of these are also at 320. So that is like 14 basically complete cargo systems. Which is, you know, quite a lot. That's quite a lot. You can move around a lot of stuff with you. Plus, maybe that's not all. You know, it looks like we got Oren wood storage. So now we're up to 16. Didn't realize it had that capability on it. So I wouldn't doubt if there's a multi-turret somewhere on here. Maybe. Or probably. Probably. I don't know exactly where it is. Could be retracted right now. Could be a switch for that. Let's see. Let's take a look at the menu here. See if we got. Yeah, we've got some different switches. So repair bay, main thrusters, eco thrusters, flight deck lights. Oh, we're gonna have to turn that on. Front exterior lights. Nameplate lights. Oh wow. Gravity too. Oh, that's a nice option. Yeah, often in this game, especially when you're in space, you know, or if you're on land, it doesn't matter anyway. It's quicker to get around your own ship or place that, or something that you spawned in with your jetpack, and gravity being off actually helps with that. So that's a pretty good idea. Drill turrets. Oh, so we got drill turrets. So yeah. So that explains that. I'm not sure. I didn't hear them pop out in the general area I was at. So it looks like we're up here with those. So we got two drill turrets in here too. So yeah, 16 320k cargo total. Divided up into 2 harvest, 4 ammo, and the rest all regular storage. And then a whole lot of more boxes and stuff on the sides. So yeah, very, very cool creation. Nicely tweaked, and for some reason, I keep on thinking I've looked at a previous version of this, but it's been a while, and this one I'm sure has been tweaked out more than what the original one was too. Anyway, next creation here is the Lyc Hsd 194 Centeria Mk2 by Lycanthrope. And yeah, this was, again, it was in the spotlight last week on the Steam Workshop, and I thought this was a really cool looking ship. I wasn't sure if it was going to land or not, and it's not. It's a spaceship, so it's not really like a ground oriented kind of ship. This was you could definitely tell by its design that it was really meant to be in space. And therefore it doesn't actually dock to anything. I didn't see any landing gear, and this would be about the only place you could put them, which would be kind of weird too. If you try to land like with a ship like this, I think what would happen when you push down to land, the front of the ship would like kind of nosedive until it hit the ground itself. So kind of a weird. It's definitely meant for space, for sure. Really cool design though. I like these big outer rings here. A lot of like concept art of like warp capable future reality ships seem to like to create this kind of look as well. Typically if we're trying to create like a warp bubble to move through, which is the best idea so far of how to get far distances in space in a timely fashion. So, yeah, although we're not exactly there yet. So, it would be cool if we were, wouldn't it? There's all these planets that we can find, but we can't get to them. That would be kind of neat. Someday, hopefully. So, anyway, really, really cool hull design. Windows in here, the color changes. I like the stripe going across here. It's generally white, but has some extra detail. Some of these kind of different kinds of blocks in here, like framing blocks and things like that. Different pipes and things connecting. Looks like you've got a retractable sitting right in there. Several retractables throughout this ship. In fact, I bet you almost all of the weapons are retractable on this one. just kind of cool. It gives it a nice clean look where you don't see these bulgy guns sticking out all over the place. And that can be really nice for some for a nice smooth look. Oh, really cool. So now I wanted to figure out, well, let's go to dark here a second too. This one's got a lot of exterior or texture lights, I would say, and I just wanted to take a good look at what that looks like, as well as the Tempest here. It's got a nice subtle texture lights going across the side there. Very nice. So yeah, this one lights up pretty nicely at night. Again, a lot of the texture lights and things like that just kind of accent it, gives it a lot more detail, makes things pop out more at you, especially in the dark. Alright, but I'm gonna go to lighting again. We'll go back to mood lighting when I get inside. Right now I'm just trying to figure out where do I do that at. I see that there's looks like we've got some shutter doors on the bottom here, but I don't think that would be the entry point of the ship. And again, this is a spaceship too, so it's not really meant to dock, so I shouldn't really be looking for a way in on the bottom side anywhere, I wouldn't think. So we got, looks like our bridge is over there. Oh, I'm probably missing it. I'm sure all you guys are like, especially the authors, probably just like, you idiot, you just passed it twice. Yeah, I know. Oh, there's an entry point right here. Okay. We'll go with this one. Let's go back to mood lighting. So yeah, nicely lit up in here. Got that kind of clean, more of a white or gray light look. I like that. And we have this cargo bay on the bottom here. For some reason, I keep on thinking I've looked at a variation of this ship before too, or maybe I just looked at so many ships now that I keep on thinking that. But this one does seem very unique. I was checking things out prior and was like, nah, I don't think I've looked at it like this. But I do have a list now that I've been doing for a while, so I can kind of always reference things if it's like a newer model of a previous ship or something like that. Sometimes I just kind of remember looking at it, but you try to like fit exactly where did I see that? Was that part of these videos, or did I just see it on the workshop, or did I spawn it in at one point in time? Trying to always recap on what's going on here. Very nice on the inside again. Got some carpet, some different floor tiling and stuff like that. Nice little area over here to sit and chill with a fridge and food processor. That's a really nice looking LCD. A lot of complexities going on here. Very nice. Cool color layout and scheme too. Love seeing these, authors, they start out at one area and they might build a few things, and then they start to get into like trying to build more of a set, like this is more of a brand name, and then they develop that style and keep on tweaking it out with probably every build, picking up new tricks and things along the way, to eventually they got like a whole faction in the game, and that's just looks all professional, and that is really, really cool. Nice medical facility here too. I like the white and how bright it is in here. It feels like you were in a medical office. They typically are pretty bright in those rooms because they got to see good, especially if they're operating on you. What we got here in the center. Oh yeah, we've been through here. Yeah, for some reason, that looks good. A nice like structural support beams going along the sides of this center section. I do like that. Considering this is a very, very tight hallway, there's quite a lot to look at. I mean, really, with the textures and stuff, it's just pretty much square walls and a couple ventilators, but a lot of texture detail going on in a tight space, with very little options to the author in this kind of situation. We've got a lot of ventilators going on in here. Ooh, we got ventilator madness. It looks really cool, though. It does. Now, at one point in time, I was told, I've never actually tested this theory or not, that you would use physically more O2 by having more ventilators per area in your ship. But I totally do not know if that's true. I've never really like did a test on that to see if that's a real thing or not. Personally, I wouldn't think it would be, because I mean, you have so much O2 to fill up the area. I wouldn't think it really would matter how many ventilators are in there, but that'd be an interesting thing to know. If anybody happens to know a definitive answer on that, I'd be curious to know what it is in reality. I mean, you hear a lot of things over time, and some of them pan out. Well, probably most of them pan out to be true, but some of them haven't. Nice looking, like engineering area here too. Again, a big fancy LCD in the middle. Looks like we got O2 tanks and ventilators, generators behind the windows over here, keeping them all like sectioned off, and a lot of again, a lot of attention to detail throughout. Little things too, like how these air tanks are stacked with their natural frame. It kind of mess, you know, if set up right, it can kind of mesh in with the blockwork around it and look like it's, you know, just more detail. Simple things like an air tank. I mean, if displayed nicely, all this stuff can look pretty nice. And we've got our obviously our 18 grow plots over here too. So yeah, nice. Let's go back out in the central corridor. I wanted to take this stairway down to this lower area, and this goes all the way down there with a ladder. Nice. All right, so let's get back to this central elevator here and go up a floor, and we are right to the bridge. I like the lighting change over here. Again, really cool LCD work. Yeah, these are some pretty complicated LCDs. Again, I can't vouch. I guess I didn't really read the description. I don't know if the author made all these or they were part of a set. I know some of these are certainly custom, especially the ones with logos and names and stuff on it like that. But I don't know. They could all be 100% custom. I don't recall seeing these particular LCDs in any other creation I've looked at. So. But there's more and more LCDs popping up all the time. And we got this little corridor here I kind of missed. Where does this go? Oh, quick exit out of the ship over here. Or maybe that's where I came in at. No, I came in, I thought, below the wing. I came in over here. So this is another point. And this will get you right in and out of the ship and around. And it's... I think, yeah, okay, so that's the bottom of the ship, and the bridge is at the top of the ship. So yeah, I think that is all of it inside of there. Really cool design. Really got a very distinct sci-fi look to it. Definitely like the idea of the ship a lot. Let's take a look at some specs here. So to start out with, we're size class 5, unlock level 20. 52, got a lot of ventilators in here. 28 O2 tanks, 44 fuel tanks. Really light on the estrium and zecosium on this ship. Something in here uses some, but certainly not a lot. It's got one RCS in it. Pretty good thruster performance all the way around. Lift 39, 72 forward. Strafing again is, you know, if it's not a combat ship that's designed to strafe, it's your downward and strafing is your least important thrust, I would say, unless it's specifically trying to be extremely agile for usually purposes of combat, or maybe a minor. Let's take a look at our CPU here. So yeah, CPU wise, it's not pushing the highest tier either. So this is a tier 3 vanilla creation here. Fits in pretty nicely into the 1500 range, which is pretty good. It's kind of hard to hit. There's such a big gap between tier 3 and tier 4 that every time I try to do a tier 3, I tend to easily go over. As usually I stop at tier 2 with a starter type vessel, or I'm all the way to CPU tier 4. I have a hard time ever hitting tier 3. And it's like tier 3 I keep on thinking should be at least double what it is, though. It should be about 3 million, I think, for tier 3. but that's just my opinion. Um, oh, you know what? Look at this. I didn't even notice this either. We've got landing gear over on the sides of this ship. So it looks like maybe there's there's like a whole franchise here, this Lyc. Maybe there's another creation that this actually docks to on the side like this. And that could be very interesting too. Or just maybe it doesn't necessarily have to dock that way, but often it's convenient sometimes to be able to dock one CV to another, especially if you're playing co-op and want to move a bunch of ships with only one ship having to warp to all those locations. Then you can just mount the other ships somehow to it and take off. And again, maybe there's a creation that this is designed to really dock to. I'd have to do a little bit more research on that. We got some blinky lights out here too. Alright, so storage. What do we got here? So it looks like we've got a ammo controller a container controller at 72K, ammo controller at 184K, and two harvest controllers at 320K each. And then of course some miscellaneous cargo boxes and other things like that in there. Repair station, yep. Yeah, very nice creation. And yeah, both these really cool ships, very creative, completely different styles and designs on each one, both looking really stellar. So let's jump out of here and let me load in the Reforged Eden here. Yeah, someday maybe I'll try to edit videos. But I just try to have this not take a huge amount of time. But you know, it depends. You know, I could up my game for sure, but I usually like to spend most of my time building. So that is a problem with me trying to do like video production stuff too. It's I kind of just don't have enough time to do everything. So we've got some other creations here. We got the ballast here, and this is a Reforged Eden creation, and this is by Sauce. It's a ballast light frigate or LT frigate by Sauce. I would say light frigate is what that means because it's not super big, but it certainly looks like a frigate. That's a cool design. That's very unique, kind of vertical, bulky. I like how this front end was done here. That's kind of like it kind of comes out on both sides. It's actually like a big center section in here with some, looks like some rocket launchers. Is that what those are? Artillery cannons. Oh, they're just retracted. Okay, so they kind of look like rocket launchers if they're retracted. But right down the center there, that keeps them really pretty well protected. It would be you'd be really hard pressed to get a shot through this into there. And it looks like you know, I forgot to look at those last ships on their hull material. Now I just realized that, but looks like we got a combo here of Xeno and combat steel, at least across the front of the ship on this one. So I would say that this one, by the overall looks of it, I would say is a little bit more, well, I don't know. I was going to say a little bit more combat focused, but then again, I'm not seeing a lot of guns. It just looks, its hull materials is tough. We did have the artillery launchers over there, and maybe there's just a bunch of retractable turrets that are hidden away in here somewhere. Or maybe not. We definitely have the artillery launchers, though. Oh yeah, I'm just, or maybe the CPU is trying to keep things down. Like you could easily put a turret like in that location. Would be a nice spot for one. Cover the back side a little bit. So maybe that's just optional. Maybe it's a CPU-oriented thing to try to keep the costs, or keep it at a certain CPU level. And then you can add in turrets. And again, it looks like there's a lot of locations you could, these flat 3x3 areas like this, quite a few of them throughout the ship where you could easily add turrets to on all these locations. So I bet you that's what it's about. Very cool. And I like how well protected those artillery launchers are too. Again, that would be really hard to take those out without destroying like the whole part of the ship, probably from the side. So now I'm at that point here where I am trying to get in, and it looks like we've got a way in right here. This is a little different. It's an unusual way to do this. Okay, interesting. But yeah, it would work. I guess you just kind of hop right up into the elevator, and you're all good to go. Interesting. I like to see things done in different ways. So we've got some convenience as soon as you walk in here. So if you got shot up, get healed up and get some oxygen right away. And light frigate. Okay, so yeah, I guessed it right. It does stand for light frigate. And we've got a warp drive right here. It's a bit of a problem on location because you're within 1 block distance of it. So you are going to pick up 35 rads and some heat right in that portion of the elevator. And it looks like going up a ways on it. Up to here, yeah. Once you get up to this level, it's not a problem anymore. And you do conveniently have a shower right here too, so that works out. And it looks like we actually got the pilot seat right here too. So that's quick and convenient. Like right in, right here, and gone. Not much walking involved. Plus medical equipment around here too. Looks like all the 4 pieces of medical equipment. We already had the O2 and the actual med bay right at the base of the elevator coming up. So our main core is right there. Yeah, I don't know there. And we looks like, yeah, another set over on the top side. So another set here and another point of entry in this location. So both points of entry covered by health and O2. And then let's see, then we go up and it looks like we've got a main first person bridge over here as well with the glass window. So we got 2 bridges, one for your combat mode, one to see a little better when you're flying around or flying in first person. Cool LCDs around. Yeah, very cool. Did I miss? The ship seems a little bigger than what I've seen on the interior so far. So let me see if I missed an area here. No, that's where I came in. I'm not really seeing another way out. And this was this area. This doesn't go anywhere. Okay, so, you know, yeah, it was bulky, but you know, honestly, when I was taking a look at the front of it, you know how like all this section really didn't have interior space because those artillery guns were mounted in there. I'm just kind of flying through the hall a little bit to see what's going on the inside. Okay, so that's where the artillery was. And oh, I see. So in the hull design itself, there's like some kind of big gaps in between like this outer section and this inner section here. And then when we get in here, we got a gravity generator. It looks like this is just kind of doesn't have a lot of interior space, so it's just pretty much, you know, it's a pretty big bulky ship made of tough materials, obviously set up probably to put on a lot more weaponry and things like that on it, and shoot stuff up. So all right, well, let's take a look at some specs here. So start with size class 3. Does have long-range radar, 4 advanced laser cannons. I didn't see those yet, but and then the 4 artillery cannons, 8 fuel tanks, pretty good, decent motion speeds. It's a heavier ship, obviously with combat steel and the xenoblocks in there, so it's going to be definitely pretty tough. Decent lift, yeah, all around not too bad. Let's take a look at its CPU here. So this one does use the Tier 4 Reforged Eden CPU, so it does need the 1 basic, 2 improved, and 5 advanced CPU cores. Might be able to not have like one of those in there and achieve the CPU needed, but it does. It comes stock with a 2.1 million CPU, and I would say, you know, this ship has a lot of open like 3x3 turret positions throughout the body. Just by looking at kind of how it was set up, I'm pretty sure that's what those flat areas are intended for. So yeah, CPU's looking pretty good. Let's take a look at its cargo capacities here. So we got an ammo controller at 320K. Actually, we've got 4 ammo controllers at 320K, and then beyond that, just a cargo box at 16K. So yeah, definitely a combat-oriented ship that is really focused on combat, and I think adding the turrets that you want. There's, especially in Reforged Eden, there's so many different kinds of turrets and upgrade turrets that if you just throw on some lackluster minigun or something like that, you know, that more than likely the player that spawned this in probably might want to put on their own turrets, and that would just be an increased cost when you buy the ship, especially if you weren't intending on using those turrets. So yeah, it's that is a good plan. Very cool ship, and I think this is the first creation I looked at by the author of Sauce. So very nice work. Definitely like that. Cool, shapely designed ship. Looks very much like what the name of it suggests, light frigate. So next here, this was a recommendation by a different person to check this ship out. And I'm a little unfamiliar with it, but I thought it had a really cool looking, unique design to it. And this is the RETGS Ranger Exploration Vessel by Mk2, or Mokah TGS. So another author I'm unfamiliar with, but this looks pretty neat. Using a different hull material, kind of the bigger rusty metal hull material, but it's got a cool color to it that really makes that kind of shine through. The ship kind of, I don't know, it's got kind of some characteristics of some sci-fi ships, but it's quite a bit different from any that I've seen, in a cool way. That's really cool. Yeah, so it's got kind of like this nose piece, and we have a bridge. And the way this is set up over here, obviously has a lot of antennas here right now, but those could be fixed weapons. It makes a lot of sense. It's an exploration ship too, so it would probably have a lot of sensors and antennas and things like that used for exploring. Interesting. Look how the thruster housings were kind of built out this way. Kind of wrapped around the thruster, and then it's even got like the glass railing around the outer edges there. That's pretty cool. I like that. I don't know if I've seen that done before. No, that is cool. Yeah, the overall color scheme is it's interesting. It's a little bit different. It's, you know, kind of a tan colored ship, and that goes pretty well with that material, base material that it's using. This more of a rusty metal type of look. Looks like we've got some obvious turret mount positions in lots of places here. I imagine a lot of the places with this marking symbol here. Hey, I don't think you could get a turret right there, though. I'm not sure if those mean anything. You could if you got rid of like the block right there, or these two blocks. Let's take a quick look at the top side of this too here. So we've got some more turrets. Cool nacelle-like thruster units on here. And again, yeah, and then the color that's put in over this kind of tannis gray here with some trim detail and stuff like that. That looks really nice too. And we also got some decals and things over that. Pretty cool shaping with all this. Kind of got a kind of a neat look, spiky look to it there. And we got like this big bulky section of the back of the ship here too. And yeah, these are obviously kind of meant to look like big thrusters. Yeah, I kind of meant to look like the style of these thrusters. I'm sure the author, if maybe needed more thrusters, would have some neat locations they could put a couple in these here too, but it might be a constraint on a particular CPU level, or just didn't need more thrusters. Anyway, let me go to do the lighting thing here, and we will walk around here a bit, see what's going on here. So nice hangar here on the back. Not super big, but big enough for most HVs and SVs, or a couple of them. And then we got a looks like an ammo controller right here at 72K, and ammo controller there. And a much larger hangar over here. So that's kind of like a little HV hangar. This would probably be SV hangar, I would say, unless there's some alternative way to get HVs here. But I would say this would be the SV hangar. Looks like a upgrade slot for a repair bay. Maybe a repair console could go over there. And yeah, very cool, very cool. Let's head up another floor here. Oh, ventilator in the floor. That works. That's nice. Not a bad place for that at all. Oh, this looks pretty cool. So we're kind of heading towards the front of the ship. Forward shuttle bay, pass through the bridge, crew quarters, and production. And then we got up this lower. I like this stairway configuration here. Definitely lower personal exits. So, oh, okay. So yeah, quick ramps right down here. I didn't catch those earlier. Again, I'm blind though, so if a blind man can find a way through your ship, then you did a pretty good job. Let's see, forward shuttle bay. Nice. Oh yeah, look at that top hangar area. So another place to land shuttles or SVs, or really small CVs. With a double hangar door, it gives you a pretty good access range on what you can park in there. I kind of come right in here. Oh, I like the neat curvy glass going around here. That looks pretty cool. And it looks like we got over here. It looks like a medical. Yeah, looks like we got pretty much a full medical setup over here. And then we also got cooking, a couple of fridges and a sink and a bed and a bathroom. And yeah, another freezer over there. Very cool. You got an incoming call. Oh, the ship's extended warranty. You gotta watch out. You gotta watch out for that. You probably should get good warranties on these. There's wouldn't need it so much if it wasn't for those pesky Xerox out there. They tend to like to damage things. And then it looks like we've got a pilot seat right over here. Like the glass canopy around here. That looks pretty cool. Sometimes the old school glass can really pay off. Obviously, it has some different angles and things that the other glass doesn't have, but it can look nice, especially using these angled blocks like that, and get the framework in there. Very cool. And this room over here, it looks like kind of a production area, but it's kind of looks like it's meant for you to expand on. It's got some open room, obviously enough space to throw in some more constructors or deconstructors or whatever kinds of construction things you want to use. Let's see, we got some storage boxes here. I didn't see a controller in the area. Or yeah, storage controller. We've been in there already. Main ship access halls. That looks cool. I like this this stairway with how the glass is done up around there. Again, that framework kind of like shines through. These actually go to lower rooms down here too. So it looks like we've got a location for a shield in here. So yeah, I'm seeing a lot of upgrade potential here. And what do we got going on here? Engineering bay beta. So it looks like a place for a warp core. Yep. Very nice, very nice. And a place for a pentaxa tank. And a gravity generator. And I think I've traversed through there. Get up to G. Okay, so kind of a mezzanine over the larger hangar, or the SV hangar. And then our farm section over here. It looks like we've got filler grow plots, so they're all ready to be removed. And it looks like we already got our grow lights installed. And I bet you there's a switch in the immediate area for them. Yeah. Oh, right up there. Interesting. Yeah, so that's right on the right next to the grow light itself. That's a nice way to do it. So you got 4 switches, one for each group of grow plots. Nice. And it looks like out here we're going outside, and we've got a detector. Actually, kind of looks like the detector would actually work out here. Most of the time, myself included, I just bury them somewhere in the ship. Usually try to have them visible somewhere, but you would think they would work a whole lot better if they're on the outside of the ship. And this is kind of doing exactly that. Then obviously, yeah, I don't exactly know how many open turret positions there are, but there's quite a few. Seeing those around the ship's hull. I do the same thing too. A lot of times you just leave the turrets out and you put in like placeholders, like, hey, put a turret here if you need a turret, and pick what kind of turret you want to put there, so I don't put on the wrong type. Yeah, very, very cool ship. I definitely like this one too. Let's before I forget to take a look at what it's made of. Okay, so it looks like we're steel, I would say. Steel hull. Let's see if there's any fluctuation on that on the front side of the ship. Now, looks like it's pretty much steel all the way around. Obviously, it's ready for a shield, warp core, more guns, and I probably missed an area. One thing I can't say I've seen is where the main core or CPU blocks and stuff like that would go. So I have a feeling there's something I did not get to yet here. Wait a minute, I came through this way. Let's go. I've been here. Yes, I've been through there. We got a storage controller here. That hangar. Storage ammo controller here. Yeah, no, I came up all the way through there, I guess. I'm just flying through the hall a little bit here, trying to see if I missed a section of the ship. Engineering, lower access hydroponics, main access halls. Oh, maybe I didn't go right to the middle here. Oh, and then there's a secondary elevator. Ah, okay, so we've been here. Where's this? I'm back here. Well, I can't say. I'm sure there's somewhere. Oh, kind of like the outside LCD there too. So very, very cool. Let's take a look at specs on you. Okay, so size class 10. 8 fuel tanks, 16-hour, 19-minute build time, some estrium and zacosium. Pretty light though, pretty light. Unlock level 15. CPU-wise, wow. See, this is where all those upgrades come into play, and why you don't have all the turrets like mounted on here is so it could achieve. I didn't expect this. Achieve a pretty low level of CPU. Within 850,000 CPU stock. So that is pretty good. Obviously, a lot of upgrade potential in the ship, but it looks like it was very conscious of its cost and CPU tier, which is a really cool thing. So yeah, other than that, even like leaving out the grow plots, that was another thing to just make it a little easier to spawn in, so you don't have to pre-build grow plots prior to having the ship in and stuff like that. Performance-wise, not too bad at all. 48 forward, 45 backwards. Got 20 lift. Again, strafing and down are probably your least important stats. And let's see here. What do we got going on for storage? So looks like we got some nice labeled storage here. So we got main cargo materials at 320. Then main cargo salvage at another 320. Yeah, medical. Okay, so that's a fridge, prepared meals, garden, fuel processing tools. That's a regular cargo box, oxygen storage, pentaxid tank. Just looking for larger cargo systems, ammunition controller, 72K ammo controller, production. Okay, so production. Those look like cargo boxes too. A little hard to identify in some of these. Some of these could be cargo boxes or actual controllers. But obviously we've got at least two 320K main controllers plus 72K ammo. And then a lot of boxes and other things. I think most of these are boxes. I think this would be your main, and then some cargo pallets and things like that. Very nice ship. So on the last one of today, I wanted to take a look at something I just seen this morning, and I usually do this too. I've been trying to kind of like take a look at new releases and see what's chilling there, and this was very, very new, and I thought this looked pretty interesting for a SV ship here. This is the Blizz Shark 2, and this is by Procon Loader. So it definitely has that neat combat looking SV glass cockpit on the front. Cool aerodynamic shape and design. I like the wings. It's got and the color kind of put in there. You got some more wing action on the side here. It looks like you're equipped pretty well for combat purposes. So you got some guided rocket launchers and laser cannons, and we've got at least 3 turrets on the bottom side, 1 turret on the top side. Pretty thrusty. Got using 2 of the bigger or the 3x3x7 or longer thrusters. Straight thruster. Nice back door on there. Yeah, no, that's nice. I like this glass incision here, and how this was arranged on the cockpit. That looks pretty cool. Of course, it obviously has an interior on it too, so that's always neat. Just kind of taking a look at the rest of these options here and what's going on. Yeah, very nice. Got a nice looking shape to it. You know, it's kind of it has that fighter look, but it's it's a kind of a little bit heavier fighter, a little bulkier design. Obviously would have some able to get some stuff on the inside of it too then, which is awfully nice. I like this. Yeah, this is like a little little hangar kind of, but not really. You're not going to fit too much in here. There are some things that could fit in here, but they'd have to be pretty small. But yeah, I like that idea of how this is done. I did do that with the Renegade myself. Had kind of like a little hangar spot in the back of the ship like that. It's not, it wasn't proven to be very super practical, but again, you could get a little HV in here or something like that. It's not too much, but maybe there is a creation out there that would fit in there. And we got a med bay right off the gates, a couple cargo boxes. I like how this whole hangar area is done. Speaking of lighting, let me kick that on too. Yeah, so see how that kind of dials in. So you got kind of that blue oriented look, and the texture lights start to pop. Looks like I'm seeing quite a few upgrade slot options here too. I'd imagine this is for EX. I'd imagine it's a CPU core, maybe extended CPU cores. And it looks like, no, it's already got the improved ones in there. So 2 improved, 2 advanced. I don't know yet. I don't know. Obviously, you could put in a couple improved cores there. Oh, we'll take a look at the CPU and see what it comes stock with. Ah, this is neat. So we've got a generator section over here and a shield already in here. Oh, there's the other advanced CPU cores. So maybe that's not CPU cores at all. So that would, if there's one of these on the other side. Oh, Pentaxa tank. Nice little display there. I like that. And our warp drive. Yeah, so this thing's pretty dense here. It's got a lot of really packed in tight. You pretty much have to pack things in pretty tight with most SVs unless they're really big. But yeah, there's a lot of big parts to put in there. We got an ammo controller, 65K, and door light. Oh, okay, so very cool. So we got a nice little activation light on the back. 2 passenger seats. Oh, love these LCDs like that. That looks cool. A couple fridges, a couple armor lockers, and we got another storage control over here at 7.5K. We got our main core. Potentially a place for a 5th advanced core, maybe above here. That's what I was thinking. Still don't. It's probably so obvious, but I just cannot seem to figure out what this EX symbol means. And then our pilot seat. Oh, I like the LCD over here too. That looks really nice. Adding in this kind of stuff. That's cool. It's more immersion. No, nice, classy SV here. I got some, like container extensions. Yep. What's that? Okay. And all right, very cool, very cool. So let's take a look at some specs here. Get the light back on. And this is obviously all these last 3 creations have all been for Reforged Eden. So on this one here, we've got a 3 hour and 21 minute build time. It's just a size class 1, so it's not that big. 4 fuel tanks, 6 oxygen tanks, pretty good thruster performance. Lift, forward thrust, strafing again probably the weakest. Reverse is pretty good, and down thrust is pretty good. And let's see, CPU. And we sit right at 45,000. So yeah, that's not going to max. So I didn't see a basic CPU core in there. I think I've seen at least 3 advanced and 2 improved cores in here. But it looked like it had room, obviously, to fulfill all the CPU to bring it up to at least was it 60,000, I think, for Reforged Eden without quantum or auxiliary cores. And maybe that's something that could go in here. Maybe those kind of parts. I don't know. It's got a couple open slots there, and I'm just not sure. 2 improved, 2 advanced. I know there's another advanced over here, and yeah, maybe those could technically be slots for 2 advanced cores. Yeah, very, very cool. And let's take a look at your storage here. So we got ammo controller at 65K, cargo controller at 6,500, not 65K, and a cargo controller at 7,500. Storage pack, a couple cargo boxes, and then a fridge. So yeah, nicely set up. Decent barrage of weaponry on here. From what I can tell, it looks like it would deal with all the stock weapon limitations of the game without going over. Yeah, very nice, very nice. So that is all for today. And there's more I wanted to pick. Obviously, there's some more things in the spotlight, and some of those will probably get pushed again to next week. I thought about trying to like do more at one time, but it's too long of a video. And believe it or not, on my part, those little video title screen things where I try to show all the ships, that's kind of a puzzle trying to figure out how to get so many ships in that space. And then I realize I make those the graphics actually at 1920 by 1080. But on the video itself, they're way smaller, so it makes it really hard to see too many things that are on there. So yeah, I'm just trying to not try to hit like 7-8 creations at once, unless they're all one category and small. You know, maybe some HVs or SVs or something, you could bang those out. CVs take typically a lot longer to go through because they typically are quite a bit bigger. Anyway, you all have yourself a good day. Hope you enjoyed this, and yeah, definitely check these creations out here. A lot of really cool stuff. Again, more innovative ideas, differences on looks and schematics and color schemes and texture schemes, and just so much variety to see. It's very educational, especially if you're interested in building this. Like to, especially if you're newer to the game. You get a lot of influences and ideas, and different combinations of stuff that could look really good, and then you can kind of build on from that and build your own stuff. Or in a lot of cases, a lot of people start out by modding these ships. Get something in, and it's like, oh, I wanted to have more of this or whatever, and then you start modifying the ship. And usually I call that kind of a gateway, though. If you start modding ships and get more and more heavy into modding ships, sooner or later you're going to start building your own. And it usually happens that way. All right. Well, anyway, y'all have yourself a good day. I'll talk to you later.